Hello, everyone. This is Kris, and today we are going to be talking about my journey since I introduced this little patch 6 months ago. So here we go. Last July of 2024, I injured my shoulder, my right shoulder, and it was my horse pulling on me, right? Because he had to go eat green grass many times over many days, and it just got worse and worse. So, it hurt. So that is kind of normal. We're supposed to have what we call acute inflammation. Acute inflammation means what it's doing is it's signaling, our body is signaling to itself, going, hello, we're injured here. We need some help. And our body's like, okay, we got to get up and get doing this. It sends out a lot of different components. We'll get into that another time. A lot of different components to start reducing the inflammation and the discomfort so the body can start healing itself. But if that acute inflammation isn't resolved because the root cause that's causing that acute inflammation isn't resolved, then that acute inflammation goes into what we call chronic or long-term inflammation. When we have that, that is when our body is doing a lot more damage to itself. It means we're going down the wrong road. So this, I was doing all of my natural interventions, all of my supplements, all of my creams, all of my essential oils. And yes, it definitely brought down the discomfort in that shoulder. And where it's like, oh, yeah, it feels pretty good, but it never totally resolved it. And then I started noticing after several months, so now we're talking like September, October, it was really starting to hurt even more, even increased discomfort. It was harder to use it down at the barn. So when carrying my buckets of water with my right hand, I was carrying the buckets of water with my left hand. I could use my right arm to get the buckets of water to dump it, but it was painful. And then in probably November and part of December, I would be waking up in the middle of the night because I'd have to roll over because I was laying on that shoulder and it would wake me up because of the pain. Well, it was the end of November when my friend, Dr. Kim, my Dexter's vet, said, Kris, have you ever seen one of these? Have you ever heard of this? I'm like, what is this? This is a therapy patch. It's like amazing. I just started using it myself and man, I've seen some big differences. And I'm like, no, I haven't seen that. Well, what does she do? She goes ahead and takes off the backing and sticks it on the back of my neck. Well, here, you can try one today. I'm like, oh, Lord. Okay, well, we're good friends. So if I happen to go into seizures or have a heart attack, I'm sure she'll know what to do. Well, I was working down at her clinic that day and I was demonstrating to her patients, her clients that were bringing in their horses on how to use natural alternatives, how to use essential oils and how these horses can pick their oils. It's quite interesting. So this horse came in. He was pretty tall. I'm sitting there and I'm talking to the patient. They're telling me what's going on with the horse. I was taking some oils, putting them on my palms. I was going up here at the top to put it by his ears and his top knot, his pole. We call it our pole. And then I was also going to the back and I was going up on his rear. When I was doing this, I was like, "What, Kris?" This was like about an hour after him put that patch on the back of my neck, and I was able to move my shoulder with minimal discomfort. And I'm like, okay, that's not from this thing that's on the back of my neck. So then I worked rest of the day, and really the pain was the discomfort was very minimal, very minimal. In fact, probably almost gone. So I did a deep dive into the research. I started looking at this. I'm like, what is making this so special? Why is this working? And so what I did is I said, okay, Dr. Kim, we'll go ahead, help me set up my wholesale account, and I'm going to get started. But what I did notice that, because that took me like about 10 days, 2 weeks to do my studies and my deep dive before I ordered that my shoulder discomfort came back. It came back. So it wasn't gone anymore. So I was eager to get this to try this. So let's say, and so then I started patching, like on, oh, like December the 6th, December the 7th. And what we noticed and what the research shows, this phototherapy patch actually has 70 patents on it. 70, yes. And and to get a patent, guess what? You have to prove what you're saying. They don't just give you a patent because it's a placebo. It has to claim, it has to be proven what it's claiming. So they say within the first few days, over 4,000 of your genes are already reset in your body. I'm like, well, that's going to be interesting. But what my husband and I noticed within like the first night or two of wearing this patch, when we wear this patch during the day, that at night, man, we were sleeping so much deeper. My husband was literally drooling on his pillow. He normally gets up 3, 4 times in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. Guess what? He was getting up maybe once, maybe twice. That's it. I would wake up and I had slept so deep. And like I said, we both slept really well. But when I would get up, I was like, waking up, I was like, okay, what day of the week is it? Oh my goodness, I had such a deep sleep. I feel so rested. Oh, and I remember that dream I had, and that dream was in color, and it was so fun, and that kind of thing. And so we started noticing that right away. Also, and within a few days, it was like, wow, I got a little more energy. I got a little more pep in my step, as I would say. Also, I started noticing that the shoulder discomfort was starting to go down. After about maybe a week, 10 days of wearing this patch every day, then I noticed when I was down at the barn doing all kinds of stuff, I was like, okay, where's that shoulder discomfort? Oh, I no longer have it. Then, like a couple of weeks after that, I had a very long dressage lesson. And then I also worked really hard and several hours down at the barn when I got back. And when I was after a long dressage lesson, I would always have sciatica screaming at me. Okay, that nerve is like, well, did a little too much. And what I noticed is like, okay, well, maybe we just had a really good lesson today or something because my sciatica is not screaming. My sciatica is not saying, hey, it's in discomfort. It's not doing that at all. So then I thought, what? Okay. So that was within probably about 2 weeks, 4 weeks of wearing this patch. Then what they also said that in 6 weeks, your brain is now balanced. Now, I want to kind of go into that. How can your brain be balanced? Well, I noticed before that 6 weeks that my brain fog had lifted. I didn't have the brain fog. Yeah, it was like, really good. But I would say it was probably around week 6, week 7 all of a sudden my attention, my concentration was laser focused. I mean, I could get stuff done. It was amazing. It was like I wasn't forgetting things. And when we say that our brain is balanced, it means that our brain was coherent, which meant the left side was talking to the right side's talking to the left side. They're connected. Okay. So then, like I said, laser focused concentration. I just, I could get everything done on my list and plus more. But then at that time, I noticed it was very emotional for me that why do I feel this internal peace, this internal joy? What is going on? And then I did more research. And when my brain is being balanced and when it's coherent, that means also that the stem cells have been awakened because that's what it's doing. It's reactivating my stem cells. So this patch is not healing my body of all that discomfort and giving me better concentration. What it's doing is reactivating my stem cells, and my stem cells are now going to where it needs to go and do what it needs to do. So let's go back to that shoulder injury. I said I needed to address the root cause, but that root cause meant, is it ligament? Is it tendon? Is it bone? Is it muscular? I didn't know. But that doesn't mean, right? It doesn't mean, well, which way do you go with this? It doesn't matter because these stem cells are the master cells. They are undifferentiated, which means they don't have a job. So when they're stimulated, when they're awakened, they go, whoa, we've got a huge injury over here. We need to become ligament cells. We need to become tendon cells. Whatever that they become what needs to resolve that root cause. Well, guess what? These stem cells were activated in my brain. They were making that brain coherent. So when I say that, it also helped my brain make more neurotransmitters of serotonin and dopamine. Serotonin and dopamine are our love feel good hormones, our reward hormones. It just slows everything down. So I noticed at that time, I'm like, yes, why do I feel so calm? Why, instead of driving 80 on the highway, I was going like 65 and very calm. Then I started thinking, you know what? Jesus was never in a hurry and Jesus never worried. Well, guess what? Neither do I. Things weren't upsetting me like they used to. Like I could go off really quick. Not any longer. Not any longer. Everything. I had this internal peace, this internal joy because my body was releasing more serotonins, more dopamine. So then there's also, how many of us have all this noise in our head? We have all this noise all around us. It's like it's just way too much, right? The noise has definitely softened. Like I said, I am just calmer than what I have ever been. Then at the patent claims also, at 3 months, your body starts making more collagen. So I'm like, okay, well, that'd be good because for the last 2.5 years, I have taken a very quality, excellent, the most excellent quality collagen. But this collagen was marine. Okay, it was 9 different types, had all these other components in it. It got rid of a lot of my inflammation. It made me feel good. And I was still taking that collagen when I started noticing other things. When my body started making its own collagen, that is when I had a mind blown discovery. I was like, oh my goodness, my body is responding much more efficiently and effectively when it has its own collagen. Well, at 3 months, those stem cells was helping my body make its own collagen. So what I started noticing is, wow, my knee joints feel a lot tighter. They're not like, wobbly. They're not slipping. I could be running up and down the stairs. Not an issue. Then I started noticing that's why today for this YouTube live, I have no makeup on whatsoever. I decided to wear a low cut dress today so you can see. I had all of this crepiness skin. I had all these wrinkles, all of this down here on my neck and my chest. Guess what? It's gone. It's gone. I started noticing that. I also started noticing my age spots. Where are they going? Because a couple of weeks before that, I was just looking at them, not thinking. And I go, well, when all the age spots connect, I'm going to have one heck of a good looking tan, right? Well, then one night I was getting my jammies on in a dimly lit bathroom, and I'm like, why is my skin so white? And I started looking, I'm like, oh my goodness, where did these H spots go? These H spots are disappearing. That again is the collagen. Then I started noticing, why is my skin so much smoother? It's so soft. The wrinkles are literally gone. I started noticing, well, okay, I wear my hair short. I have to usually get it cut every, like, 3.5 weeks. Well, now my hair is growing. It's so thick. It's so much thicker. It's already thick. Now all she's doing is every like 2 to 2.5 weeks, she is thinning out the hair. That's all she really does. And then she takes off some length because it's growing so fast. I also started noticing that my fingernails were a lot harder. They were growing. They weren't breaking off. They didn't have the little bumps and stuff on them. Smooth, that kind of thing. And then probably a couple months ago, I was like, why are my eyes like little almonds? They're really, because I'm noticing, well, my eyelids were all sagging. Now my eyelids have literally lifted. You can see that. My eyes are now round. They're not little almond shaped. Again, what happened is that saggy skin got more collagen, it lifted it. Then I also noticed that for the last probably 40 years, I have a small patch of varicose veins on my left calf, behind on the back side. I was looking at it the other day and I'm like, these are getting smaller. That patch isn't as big. Oh, the veins aren't as prominent. Again, what happened? The collagen. It's my own collagen. So that is huge. Then, so that's what the patent claims is at 3 months, your body's going to make its own collagen. So the patent also claims that at 6 months, your heart literally reverses, doesn't anti-age, it reverses in age by 8 years. 8 years. So I have a history of high cholesterol. It's around 300. I'm not worried about it. I am not. I do not take any medications for that. I don't take any medications, not even over the counter, no prescriptions. So I don't worry about that because one thing is my brain is mostly made of fat. That is cholesterol. So that's why my brain needs that. That needs that cholesterol to keep functioning. So I'm not going to be dropping my cholesterol down because my heart's doing fine. My HDL, which is the good cholesterol, is really high. The LDL, that's the bad cholesterol, it's really low. So my numbers are good. So I'm not that worried about it. And then also, one of the things that I've noticed recently is my metabolism has definitely increased. Like I said, a couple of days ago, I turned 65 years old. So I'm obviously post-menopause, right? Post-menopause, we have a hard time losing weight. We get fatter and fatter, or no, I shouldn't say fatter. We get fluffier, okay? Fluffier. What I've noticed is my body literally, that fat is literally melting away. My body is getting smaller. I've also noticed that, like I said, I don't have the go off the cuff and kill people kind of attitude. Again, I think that's also from that dopamine increase in dopamine and serotonin. But a lot of the, you know, hormonal women, that's what we experience, right? Is our emotions are just off the chart and all over the place. Well, I don't have that anymore. I don't have that anymore. And then I've noticed, and for like, I would say the last 6, 8 years, I've had a lot of facial hair. Okay. And I would be going like every 2, 3 weeks and get everything waxed, right? And then still every other day, I would be plucking, doing lots of plucking. What I've noticed in this last, say, I would say probably 6 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks, it's like, okay, yeah, there's still a little tiny bit of facial hair, but it's so much softer. And I maybe plucking the lip and the chin maybe once every 10 days, 2 weeks. So, like I said, again, what is my body doing? This little patch did not resolve it. This little patch reactivated my stem cells that were dormant. So let's go back to that. People, maybe this is the first time you've heard about this, stem cells, blah, blah, blah. People just didn't realize, you don't realize that by age, we're born, number one, we're born with all of the stem cells that we're ever going to need. Okay. Good. Okay. That's good. But then at age 30, 50% of your stem cells are dormant. Dormant. Okay. That means they just go to sleep. By age 60, more than 90% of your stem cells are dormant. So in the so this is our mentality now, our culture. It's like, well, you're getting older. You're supposed to hurt all the time. You're supposed to have dementia. Your eyesight's supposed to be going away. You're just supposed to just fall apart. You're not supposed to heal as well. No. And you know why? That the reason that is because your stem cells are going dormant. Now, like I said, I'm 65. I remember my grandparents. When I look back, and we can all look back at how our grandparents, let's go back like 2 generations ago, how did they age? They aged very well. They were still tending to their gardens. They were still active. They did not have the health issues that we have today. So you're like, well, yeah, you're right, Kris. Well, what's the deal about that? Well, again, it is our lifestyle. Our lifestyle and our nutrition, our diet is, and with all the toxins that we're exposed to, it's literally killing us. So our stem cells just go, we just can't do this anymore. And they go dormant. So they're going dormant. We're aging faster, I should say. We are aging faster, much faster, because of our current lifestyles and nutrition. So how can we help that? Well, number one is we got to activate these stem cells. And that's exactly what this patch does. So you can see my patch is right here. What it's doing, there is nothing going through my skin. There is no medications. There's no toxins. There's nothing going back through my skin. This is what we call non-transdermal. What this is doing is there's a certain frequency of light that my body is giving off, and it is reflecting it back into my body to then stimulate one certain copper peptide that tells the brain, hey, we got to wake up the stem cells. Yeah. So then these stem cells are starting to wake up. They wake up, they kind of go to, like I say, a little staff meeting. And, I might say, hey, I've got a long list of things I want you to work on. And it's like the stem cells are our master cells, they're our smart cells. They go, Kris, you don't know what's going on deep inside your body. Your liver really needs work. You've got some toxins in that. Your brain is like almost gone. We got to be working on that. There's that all of that discomfort and inflammation throughout your body. We got to be taking care of that. So it has its own to-do list. Yes, it has its own to-do list. So it needs to do what it needs to do, go where it needs to go. Then, like I said, when I started this, I was like, because I was listening to everybody that had major health issues, a lot of disease processes and kind of stuff. And I was like, oh, thank you, Lord. I don't have that. So I don't know how beneficial this is going to be. What I have found out that this is activating my stem cells. It's literally reversing my age. So I had a great life before, pretty good life before the patch, but it is so much greater. It's so much better. I literally have found the fountain of youth. My body every day is getting younger and younger and younger. Now, I was talking to a lady yesterday, and she goes, "Oh, don't you wish, we could go back and be like 25 and 30?" And I'm like, Not really, because think about all of the drama, all of the stuff that we did, raising our children, busy, busy, busy lifestyle at 25 and 30, that kind of thing. And we learn from our mistakes, right? Well, now I have all the wisdom of being 65. Awesome. But I now feel like I'm 25. I feel amazing. And all of you that's listening to this message, you can have this too. So what I'm going to encourage you to do, you go, Kris, I really need to talk to you. I need to see if this patch is going to be right for me. And I'm going to say yes. Because with this patch being out there and it's been on the market for 4 years. So it is totally different. There's lots of patches out there and they're putting in medicine. They're little fakes. They don't do anything. You're wasting your money. This, I can help you get your own wholesale account getting this patch. So you're getting this patch the same price I do, but then you also are now partnering with a nurse. I have the science background. Use me and let's lock arms and let's get you feeling better. So, looking at thousands, and I'm saying thousands of testimonials from all over the world, from all kinds of people with all kinds of health issues, I can honestly say that this patch will resolve everything, every time, on everybody if given enough time to work. Right. So it's like, oh, I want all my age spots gone. Oh, I'm going to wear this in like a month. Well, they didn't resolve. Well, guess what? It's not going to because your stem cells are probably working something way deep inside that you don't even know you're going to have an issue with or that you have an issue with. So we recommend that you wear this patch, and this patch is worn 12 hours a day, 12 hours on, and then throw it away. Um, and every day you wear a patch 7 days a week and you do that consistently, you will be seeing results. But you need to be wearing this patch for 1 month per decade. So when I started this back in last December, I was like, okay, Kris, you're 60s. So I'm going to commit to 6 months of this and let's just give it a go. Well, my 6 months is here. Am I going to go, okay, I'm going to stop using this? No. Why? Will you feel really good? You got your stem cells now activated? Yes, I did. But there's probably a lot more that still need to be reactivated. I want to be proactive with my health. So I'm going to be wearing this patch every day until my very last day. This is the key. So again, it's like, people are like, well, it's just part of just getting old. I just can't afford that. You cannot afford not to invest in your health and to use this patch because we're going to invest in our health. And being a nurse of 32 years, the worst thing that people get is when they go, oh, I have this poor prognosis, this diagnosis. Oh, guess what? We sell everything that we have. We put ourselves in major debt just so that we could live like another couple of months, maybe. Guess what? Be proactive. So right now, invest in you, invest in your health now. Now, this is not expensive at all. This is cheaper than the cup of coffee that you bought this morning, guaranteed. So, with that, I'm going to say reach out to me. You can put things in the comments. Hey, Kris, you can personally message me. In the description, you have my business number. Leave a message for me. I will get back with you. We will set up a time and I can help you get your own wholesale account on this phototherapy patch. And you're going to be locking arms with me and we're going to be getting you feeling better. And again, why feel 65? I don't look 65 and I'm not going to be acting like 65. I feel amazing. I've got a lot more life to live. And I'm going to leave it with this. Life is kind of like a ball game. It's not how you play the first half of that ball game. It's how you play the last half of that game. That's what wins it. So make a legacy, live your life, enjoy your family. Be present in the moment. Be present in the moment and enjoy. Goodbye, everyone. I'll see you next Thursday and we'll have another fun topic. Bye bye.